Hello and welcome to Dinosaur National Monument. My name is Ranger Maya and I am so excited for you all to be joining me today on our virtual hike through Hog and Box Canyons. I'm here at Josie Morris's homestead cabin where we'll be starting both of our trails today. Hog Canyon is about a 1.5 mile round trip where Box Canyon is about half a mile. Both are short, easy, family-friendly trails that offer stunning views of the smaller canyons in the monument. During our hikes, we'll be talking about the ecology, geology, and history of the canyons that we are walking through. But before we get started, we're going to make sure that we have plenty of water with us, sun protection, and we're sure we are wearing long pants and sturdy closed-toed shoes to protect ourselves from any prickly or potentially itchy plants that we may come across today. Now that we're all set and ready to go, we'll start over by Box Canyon. Box Canyon is the shorter of these two hikes, only being a 1/4 mile one way. Even though this canyon is short, it has proved to be a useful tool for a homesteader by the name of Josie Morris. In 1913, Josie Bassett Morris decided to homestead in Cub Creek, where she built her cabin and lived for 50 years. This creek not only provided an ample water source, but also made this area a great place to grow crops and raise livestock. This short box canyon acted as a natural corral where Josie would pen and raise a lot of her livestock. As we continue into the canyon, we'll start to notice that we are being surrounded by this bright white sandstone called the Weber Sandstone. The Weber Sandstone was deposited during a time where ancient sand dune deserts covered this landscape, about 300 million years ago during the Permian Age. As more sediment continued to deposit on tops of those dunes, it created mass amounts of pressure, kind of fusing those grains of sand and minerals together. And because sandstone is just made up of grains of sand, there are small spaces between each of those grains, which means that water is easily able to flow through the stone. So, sandstones like the Weber are very susceptible to water erosion. Here at the end of the trail, we can see why this type of canyon is called a box canyon. Over time, erosion has carved out a large chunk of the sandstone, creating a sort of three-sided wall of stone. Box canyons are created when surface level erosion peels away from the outer layer of rock, maybe from a rainstorm or a type of waterfall. And over time, as that water continues to pull away sediment from the outer layer of rock, it carves out the canyons into the stone. Now we'll head back down to Josie Morris's cabin and then start walking along the Hog Canyon Trail. Along this trail, there's even more evidence of Josie's life here in Cub Creek. Her cabin, as well as the many trees that she planted in this area, are still standing today. As we walk along the trail, we'll also be passing by some additional structures that were built by Josie, like the chicken coop, remains of an outhouse, a tack shed, and an animal shed. The Cub Creek area is one of the few places on the monument that you will be able to find a decent amount of shade. While most of the monument is composed of shrubland and shrub steppe communities, there are a few places that host riparian woodlands and wetlands. The Cub Creek provides irrigation to its surrounding area, meaning that large trees like cottonwoods, white poplars, or these box elders can easily thrive here. Hog Canyon is home to many important native plants, even some that we may not want to see on our hike. Like, for example, this huge patch of poison ivy. So poison ivy is a common occurrence here in Hog Canyon. You can spot poison ivy by looking for a low-laying shrub or vine-like plant that has 3 leaves protruding from the ends of the stems. All parts of the plant produce a poisonous skin irritant that can cause severe rashes if it touches our skin. Thankfully, we are wearing long pants and closed-toed shoes, so we do have a barrier between us and the plants, but we'll still do our best to keep our distance. Because this is such a lush riparian area, any trip to Cub Creek has the potential for wildlife sightings. Mule deer, bighorn sheep, peregrine falcons, turkey vultures, hummingbirds, chipmunks, all sorts of wildlife find a home down in Cub Creek. If you're lucky, you may also be able to spot a species whose populations across the world are declining. Monarch butterfly. The Cup Creek area is a fantastic habitat for monarchs. There's plenty of shade and native nectar-bearing flowers to feed on, and plenty of milkweed for monarch caterpillars. Dinosaur is actually part of an international monarch tagging effort. Every fall, during their migration season, scientists will catch and tag monarchs so we can track their migration routes, take notes of what kinds of environments they like to live in, as well as learn more about what they need in order to survive. Monarchs that have been tagged in the Uinta Basin have been found in southern Utah and even as far as California. So, if you are out and about anywhere and you spot a monarch, see if you can also see a tag on its wing. If you're able to, contact the organization on that tag and let them know where you are. By studying these incredible insects and learning more about what they need in order to survive, we can potentially help populations of monarchs across the world. The end of the Hog Canyon Trail brings us to a very similar view as we see in Box Canyon. Like Box Canyon, Hog Canyon has been carved out of the Weber sandstone over time by water and debris, peeling away the layers of that sandstone. An erosion of Hog and Box Canyon continues to happen today. Every rainstorm, windstorm, or weather event causes changes to happen to this landscape. Every time we go for a hike, we are picking up pieces of dirt and sand on our shoes and moving them elsewhere, leaving a trail of changes behind us. Because of these ongoing alterations to the earth, it is interesting to think about what Hog and Box Canyon may look like in the future. It's also an important reminder that the world around us is constantly changing, and everything that we do in our lives is causing that change in some way. So, as we walk back to the cabin, think about ways that you can create positive change in your environment and in the world around you. Thank you all so much for joining us on our hike through Hog and Box Canyon today. If you're interested to learn more about Dinosaur National Monument, you can go ahead and visit our website, www.nps.gov/dino, or feel free to visit any one of our social media pages. Thanks again and hope to see you in the monument soon.